morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you here this morning as we announce a very exciting new program here in our community. With all this orange here, I thought first we were at a Clemson alumni meeting. I wasn't sure, but we'll explain why we're all wearing orange in just a minute. I want to recognize my colleague, Councilmember Denise Adams, who will be up here in just a few moments, Councilmember from the North Ward, as well as my colleague, Jeff McIntosh, the Councilmember from the Northwest Ward. Today, we're announcing a major citywide initiative campaign to address the issues of food scarcity and food insecurity in our community. This campaign will bring together so many different organizations, including government, the religious community, and nonprofits in our area to address these two very important issues. This program will have 9 initiatives, and you'll hear more about those in detail, but we'll partner with the Winston-Salem County Schools, as well as the Ezekiel AME Zion Church in terms of their program to expand lunch programs and summer feeding programs. We'll work with the Second Harvest Food Bank to explore a after-school hot meals program. We'll work with the Fairgrounds Farmers Market as well as the Cobblestone Farmers Market to add a midweek market, as well as to make sure that those markets will accept SNAP cards and EBT cards. We'll partner with the Winston-Salem Urban League to expand participation in the SNAP program. We'll partner with the HOPE program, which is helping our people eat program, with the farmers market to provide fresh food to those participants. We enlist the help of our corporate community, which is so important, and we'll collaborate again with the Second Harvest Food Bank and the schools to hold a childhood hunger summit later on. And we're going to work hard to raise awareness about hunger and food insecurity. Let me pause to recognize another council member who came in, Councilmember Dan Bessie, right there, wearing his red. His orange. Good to see you, Dan. That's a good thing. And you'll hear more about those details as we go through. The impetus for today's announcement was planted when Winston-Salem was selected to attend a Combating Hunger Leadership Academy sponsored by the National League of Cities. Councilmember Denise Adams, who's been a huge proponent of food issues, food insecurity issues, as well as innovative ways to help with food, represented the city at that conference. When she got back, she pushed this community hard to apply for this grant that we're announcing today. I'm proud to say that Winston-Salem is one of 6 cities in the whole U.S. to receive one of these grants from the National League of Cities, kind of with Walmart's involvement, for $115,500. I'm particularly excited that this program will also tie in so well with the work of our Poverty Thought Force and the Poverty Reduction Initiative, because food insecurity is one of those areas that we identified. So much other things are going to be coming out of this program will be beneficial. The synergy that will happen because of this grant and the work that we're doing in a collaborative nature. For instance, there's part of our program is to work with the Urban League to make sure that more of our SNAP participants participate in the program. We did a joint program with the Urban League back in 2016 and just really ratcheted up the number of people that participated. We'll come to find out the Urban League just got a $50,000 grant from the Council on Aging to increase their enrollment. So here's another example of how working together we can have a bigger impact. And it's one of those cases where 1 + 1 = 3 in some of those cases like that. In order to raise the awareness of food insecurity in our community and how it impacts, I'll be inviting the leadership, along with Councilmember Adams, leadership of our corporate community, to come together, have lunch with us a little bit this fall, and we'll explain the situation and ask for their involvement. And to make sure that all of our citizens are aware of this whole issue, we're launching today the Think Orange campaign, Think Orange Awareness campaign. You might be wondering why orange. I'm wondering why orange, since I went to University of Georgia, but orange is okay in this particular case. Orange is the color for the Hunger Action Awareness Month, which is all the month of September, and it's become the symbolic color for the fight against hunger and food insecurity. So incorporating this kind of eye-catching color, obviously, into our program will help further awareness of this issue. As you can see, we've got a huge array of wonderful organizations, and these folks representing those organizations, and you'll have a chance to hear from them. But I want to bring up Councilmember Denise Adams, who, as I said, helped get the ball rolling, really kicked the ball down the court there, and then led the effort to put together this grant application. So, Councilmember Denise Adams, please.
Still morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. As the mayor said, thank you, Mayor Jones. Thank you, my fellow council members that are here. Thank you for partner organizations and all the nonprofits. Thank you to media and the press. When we talk about food disparity or food insecurity, it should make all of us stop and think for a moment of whenever we felt those pangs of hunger and not being able to get food when we wanted it or needed it. As I tell people all the time, I have been blessed all my life. I've never known what hunger is. My parents grew up on a farm. My grandparents grew up on a farm. Their parents grew up on a farm. So I've always had a garden. I've always froze food and dried it and canned it. And but I always felt the pain of when I was growing up, seeing classmates in my early life wanting to come to our house to eat some of our food. My mama's homemade biscuits and collard greens and stuff. Watching her go out in the backyard and pick some greens and making us go with her too to get it done. But as many of you know, for the past decade, I've been on the city council. My passion is about the people, but my passion is ensuring that everybody has an opportunity to have food. As the mayor was saying, I'm one of those people that always looking at my emails, and people are always emailing me when I have connections to certain organizations and causes in our country. I am on the board of the National League of Cities, representing North Carolina. I was elected back in 2016. So when they sent the email and said the National League of Cities is going to partner and facilitate a grant process to enhance food insecurities for communities and school children, I was like, okay. I sent the email and the call to our city manager, Lee Garrity, our communications director, Ed McNeil, the mayor, Regina Ford, all of us. I was like, okay, let's go do this. And Evan Raleigh as well, and Tasha as well, Ford Hope. CHAMPS is Cities Combating Hunger Through Afternoon and Summer Meal Programs. $115,500 when Regina and I were there in Kansas City, Missouri. And they said $115. I said, I thought they told us $250,000. She said, yeah, and then I raised my hand. I said, okay, you said $250, this is $115. And they explained in order for them to be able to do 6 cities that they had to do it that way, and I kind of said, okay, I'm good with that. For all of you that don't know, the city has done many things to try to address, again, poverty and food disparity in the city of Winston-Salem. Over the past decade, I want to thank Mayor Jones for the thought force, the poverty thought force. I also know that over the past 3 or 4 years, we have my past council member, Molly Light of the South Ward. We collaborated with other council members to ensure that people could have at least 5 chickens if they wanted to in their yards. But there's some rules to it, but it allows people to have protein, which is vital to your health. Then we went on down the road and we changed the policy of urban farming and agriculture in the city of Winston-Salem. That was a collaborative effort of the city council and the mayor and staff. You can grow on land and you can sell the produce to people in the community, about like when I was growing up, when the guy with the truck would come through, beating on the tire, the hubcap, telling you that they got fresh food, fresh watermelons and things like that. Then we went again even further. I helped to facilitate the creation of our food policy council here in Winston-Salem. Yes, the county has that, but talking with my colleagues across the country, they all had city ones as well, and I thought it was important that we do that. And we have a very active group of citizens participating on this. And no disrespect to all the other commissions and boards the city has, but the Food Policies Council, my marching orders was to them was, you are the activists, you are the advocates to help make food disparity a moot point in our community. Go do something. Go talk to these grocery stores and try to figure out with them why they say the numbers don't work in our communities. That's why we did that. We also, as you know, have partnered with a lot of these organizations. We put our money where our mouth is. Our taxpayers help facilitate their progression. But I want you all to know that with this program, as Regina would tell you and the mayor, my idea was that we have a lot of young people that are on free lunch and free breakfast in the school. I myself was on free lunch and free breakfast while in school. My father became disabled. He could no longer provide lunch monies to his children. But I also know the embarrassment and the stigma of receiving free lunch and free breakfast. I didn't want to eat at first. As a matter of fact, there were a lot of days I didn't eat because I didn't want my friends to know that I was getting free lunch and free breakfast. But I can tell you this, after my older sister convinced me that I needed to let that go. And in order for me to be able to be prepared in my classrooms and be able to participate, I needed to eat that food. And once I made that first step and my friends all watched me walk up there with that tray, it was a whole new ball game for me and a lot of other kids that were doing just like me. They didn't want anybody to know either. But I can tell you this, where we are right now, we need to do a better job of getting our children and the children that pray and bully other children and make them feel bad for getting free lunch and free breakfast. We also need to understand that it's just not free lunch and free breakfast right now. The big thing with this grant for me is making sure that adults, guardians, caregivers have an opportunity to be with their children and have dinner. In the South, in the country, we call it supper. But a hot meal and not something cold. I'm talking about some real vegetables, greens, collards, sweet potatoes, some baked chicken with some gravy and rice and some bread. That's what I'm talking about. And we're going to make this happen by hopefully facilitating our recreation centers who over the years, I grew up playing in this recreation center. I grew up on the hill up there where there used to be an older recreation center. But the thing we have to understand is we got to utilize these recreation centers that your tax dollars pay for in order that we can get our community folk that need to come here to come. And hopefully we're going to utilize that by prototype launching in the urban core of Winston-Salem. And hopefully, yes, this is going to be one of those sites. So I know I've taken up more than what you all want me to take up, but you see, I was born and raised here. So I get, as my mama and Ms. Burton would say, I get seniority. And so I just want to thank all of you today because, again, this is one of those things that's most closest to my heart. Thank you all for being here. Looking forward to working with our partners and hearing from them. And thank you for everyone else. And thank you, Mayor Jones, for your leadership, and the Mayor Pro Tem, Dr. Vivian H Burt.
Thank you, Councilmember Adams. Thank you for your leadership, and more importantly, thank you for your enthusiasm and support and pushing on this program. I want to also just take a moment and welcome those individuals who have joined us live on our Facebook feed. I hope you'll stay with us through that. And if you got some questions, you can send those in as well. Right now, I want to call up Eric Aft, who is the CEO of the Second Harvest Food Bank, and he's going to talk with us about the way we've been working on this grant and how it's going to go forward. So, Eric.
Thank you, Mayor. We certainly appreciate the city and being part of this very important effort, as Councilwoman Adams did a great job of outlining. Second Harvest is privileged to play a foundational role in addressing hunger and food insecurity in our community and across the region. Unfortunately, the need is significant in that arena, and all the partners here today are involved in and committed to addressing this critical challenge. Just recently, the Food Research and Action Center released its How Hungry is America report. It stated that the Winston-Salem MSA has 20.2% of our households that are facing food hardship. Food hardship is simply, it means that folks are struggling to afford food for themselves and their families. And this number for households that have children is even more stark at 23.3%. Now, the little bit of good news is this is a slight improvement than it was from a couple years ago. But when it's over 1/5 of our households, it's still an unacceptable number, and certainly when we're talking about households with children at over 23%, it's something very disturbing, something we all need to take action around, and we're so glad that the city is stepping forward, as it has before, in this specific effort. Second Harvest is committed to working every single day to ensure that there will come a time where no child and no family is hungry and that no one is unsure where their next meal is coming from. Last year, in collaboration with our 104 partners here in Forsyth County, we provided 7.4 million pounds of food, which equates to 6.1 million meals for our neighbors in need. This provides a tremendous impact. It is helping adults get the nutrition they need to work and support their families, ensuring seniors don't have to make a choice between paying for medication and paying for food. And it's giving our children the food and nutrition that fuels their ability to focus and thrive in school every single day. However, we know that we need to do more, and the city's anti-hunger initiative that we're launching today will help us with those steps. Specifically, we will look to move forward, as the mayor outlined, to implement a pilot program delivering hot meals to approximately 1,000 lower-income children, seniors, and individuals with disabilities who are participating in programs across our city. So that means that if it's kids in an after-school program, possibly right here, is after they get out of school, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they're going to get a hot delivered meal, where that may be the only meal that they receive the rest of the afternoon or evening. In addition, along with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, we'll hold the Childhood Hunger Summit. We're going to ask everybody who's involved with childhood hunger initiatives to be part of that, to look at ways that we can respond to the tragedy of childhood hunger in our community. Targeted for later this year or early next, we'll look to engage partners who will look at ways to improve coordination of services, identify strategies to reach even more children, and especially look at new approaches to significantly change the level of childhood hunger in Winston-Salem and Forsyth County. This isn't about incremental improvement. I don't think anybody would say that that is where we want to go. What we want to do is look at transformational change. And again, this initiative is helping to do just that. We look forward to being part of this transformative work and appreciate the mayor's work, City Councilwoman Adams' leadership around it, as well as others, members of the City Council, and really the entire city team that is bringing this together for addressing hunger in our community. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Eric. Eric, and thank you also to the Food Bank for the work that you do every day for here in Winston-Salem and the northwest part of our state. I want to now ask Regina Hall, please, to come forward. She's the Reintegration and Youth Development Manager for the City of Winston-Salem, for the city, and she will tell us about all these partners and the roles each one will play and how this grant will be used. Regina.
Thank you, Mayor Joines. The opening portion of the grant adds a second day to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Farmers Market. It includes a marketing budget, $4,000 in SNAP EBT matching funds, pays for the staffing, the entry fee for the farmers, and it donates $100 worth of produce monthly to Hope Winston-Salem. We've partnered with the Cobblestone Farmers Market to design and assist in managing the market. Please welcome today Mr. Willie Glenn, the Fairgrounds Farmers Market Manager, Ariana Ayuso, the Cobblestone Market Manager, and Scott Best of Hope Winston-Salem. They will be coming in that order. Thank you.
I grew up with him.
Yeah, we did. Good morning. I would like to personally thank the partners from the public and private sector for helping us with getting this grant. It's been most appreciative. The farmers market is on the move, and we're on the rise, and we are hoping, along with the marketing, city marketing person who has done an excellent job in getting our numbers increased so we can also increase the numbers of SNAP and EBT. We're looking forward to doing this along with the collaborative effort of everyone. I'm sure that we will be able to embark on this endeavor, and thanks so much from the Winston-Salem Farmers Market. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us here. The Cobblestone Farmers Market just really looks forward to working with the city to promote these programs, the food access programs, which we've had 7 years of experience supporting. We look to leverage that, that experience from our, and to expand opportunities for our small farmers to provide fresh, sustainable, local food for our communities. We look forward to collaborating with the fairgrounds and with Hope and with our community, and just so much appreciate this endeavor. Thank you.
Good morning, or good afternoon, everyone. Scott Best, Hope of Winston-Salem. First off, I definitely want to thank everyone who played a major role in making this grant happen. Councilwoman Adams, thank you so much for pushing it forward. Hope of Winston-Salem is providing over 1,500 pounds of fresh produce to 26 different sites throughout Winston-Salem, places that have been designated food deserts, places where access and distribution is very difficult to get those healthy food items into people's hands, specifically children's hands. So the partnership with the Fairgrounds Farmers Market, starting next season, $100 worth of produce, sending it our way, will enable us with our tiny fleet of vehicles, the big green Hope truck, et cetera, to get this fresh produce into the hands of people that need it. So we definitely appreciate the partnership, definitely appreciate the opportunity to expand what we've been able to do. Thank you so much.
The grant also provides for the creation of 4 quarterly SNAP and EBT sign-up fairs with our partner, the Winston-Salem Urban League. The first fair will actually be held in October, so please look for information to be coming soon on that. Please help me welcome Winston-Salem Urban League CEO, James Perry.
Thank you very much, and good still morning, right? I bring greetings particularly to the council and to the mayor from the 149 teens that I left at my office who are graduating from the Summer Youth Employment Program this morning. They say thank you for your support. And I'll be brief. Our part of this incredible opportunity is our Snap Out Senior Hunger Program. This is our 3rd year participating in that program. It's a partnership, of course, with the city and with a number of different organizations. It's funded by the National Council on Aging and Walmart. Over 18 months, we assist in signing up about 1,350 seniors for the SNAP program. And the biggest challenge that we have is making sure that folks who are in the greatest generation realize that they have contributed to a system that ensures that they can get some help, right? And that they realize that this is an investment that they've made over the course of their lifetime, and that we're just here to make sure that they can reap the benefits of that investment. And so the main thing that they can do is to give us a call at our Snap Out Senior Hunger Hotline, and that phone number is 336-717-1252, 336-717-1252, or they can email us at snap@wsurban.org, snap@wsurban.org. And if they do that, then we have folks who are standing by ready to help you sign up for the Snap Out Senior Hunger Program. And so this is anyone who is 60 or older. We'll get you signed up for the Snap Senior Program. The Department of Labor has found that there are more than 10 million seniors who do not have access to nutritious food options in America, and we're trying to do our part to make sure that folks, of course, have access. So please look us up, and I also want to make sure that I give a shout out to the city's media department, who just does an amazing job getting the word out about events and activities, and we're so excited about the SNAP fairs that are coming up. These 4 fairs are going to do an amazing job to help make sure that we bridge the gap on senior nutrition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. The grant provides for support of the summer feeding efforts in our city. It funds a citywide mailing to homes with school-aged children, alerting them of the available summer feeding locations. Please welcome, by video, Ms. Lauren Richards, who is the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Director of Child Nutrition. Following which, we'll have remarks from the Summer Feeding Program Director, Mrs. Rosemary Stimpson, followed by Recreation and Parks Assistant Director, Ms. Leah Fran.
Hi, I'm Lauren Richards with Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, and I'm the Director of Child Nutrition. I'm super excited today to be able to say thank you to the City of Winston-Salem for applying and receiving the CHAMPS grant that's going to support Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, as well as many other organizations and partnerships throughout Forsyth County. One of the ways that this grant is going to support our school system is by providing information to every single household with a school-aged child to inform them of all of the locations that are available to them throughout the summer months, that there are meals available for free to them. I look forward to working with the City of Winston-Salem, as well as many other organizations and partnerships throughout Forsyth County, to expand our efforts to try to make Forsyth County as hunger-free as we possibly can in the upcoming years.
Good afternoon. I'm Rosemary Stimpson, and I'm here with my husband, Reverend Stimpson, and we are happy to be a part of this campaign to encourage parents with school-aged children between the ages of 2 and 18 to come out to one of the parks and recreation centers here in the city to receive a free meal during the summer. We serve breakfast, lunch, and snacks. We're funded by the USDA, and we have been participants of this program for 13 years. We'd like to lift up the fact that our meals are cooked, packed, and delivered each day by the veterans, helping veterans heal here in the city. We would like to thank the city for allowing us to be a part of this program. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Leah Friend. I'm the Assistant Recreation Director. And this summer, I'm happy to announce that 14 out of 17 of our recreation centers hosted summer camps. During these summer camps, we were able to provide over 1,000 meals daily for our kids. And these are not just children that were registered participants in summer camps, but any kid that walked in off the streets that were hungry. In the near future, with hopeful partnerships with the Second Harvest Food Bank, we are looking forward to bringing in healthy snacks into our 12 after-school programs that we currently have registered. So in those programs, we have over 300 kids that are already registered. Thank you, and I look forward to working with everybody on this effort.
Thank you, Leah. The grant also provides additional marketing support by way of a contracted senior community educator. We are happy to have Mrs. Gail Kettler here with us today. Gail, where are you? Right there. Thank you, Gail, for being here. Gail will work with us in that role, and she will work with staff to place our media buys, plan the events, and build a website around food insecurity. Members of the Mayor's Urban Food Policy Council will assist with managing that website. And we're happy to have some of the members of the Mayor's Urban Food Policy Council here with us today. Thank you so much for being here. The grant also provides funding for a Mayor Allen Joins Lunch and Learn in October. It's going to be with the city's largest employers, and we're really excited about that. The event is intended to educate the community of food insecurity and to plan a Think Orange Awareness Week. So be on the lookout for that in October. It's going to be really exciting. So please help me welcome again our mayor, Mr. Allen Joins.
Thanks, Regina, and if you're as excited as I am for hearing all these wonderful organizations and the energy that I hear there and the commitment that they're making to work in this collaborative effort to address hunger and food insecurity in our community. It will not be just the mayor luncheon. It'll be the mayor and Councilmember Adams' luncheon there, because she's really the straw that stirred this mix right here to make it all happen here. So we appreciate everyone being here today. We appreciate this launch. This is just the beginning as we push this whole message out, and we hope you will help us get the message out about the hunger awareness efforts in our community. Thanks for coming.